we're ready for a cool down. The first one we're going to start off with is just a simple quad stretch. We often neglect our quads. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab your foot. You can hold onto something because right now balance isn't what we're focusing on. And just bring that heel towards your buttocks. And you're going to feel a stretch right in the front of your thigh. I recommend doing a 20-second hold 5 times. And I would alternate back and forth so that you give the other leg a rest. The next one you're going to do is we're going to come down to the floor and we're going to do a classic butterfly stretch. So you're going to put your feet together and you're going to have your knees apart. And you can either push your elbows down into it or just let gravity sink into it. I know when I was young, they used to talk about bouncing. We don't want to do bouncing. We want to just let gravity gently pull our legs down. If this is too aggressive or causes any pain, you can put pillows or yoga blocks under here so that it allows for a little bit of a stretch, but not too aggressive. This is also a good place to take some of those belly breaths and really just allow yourself to sink into the stretch. I would hold this for about 20 seconds and same thing, do 5 times. And then you can just kind of stretch out in between and just give yourself a break. The next one you're going to do is you're going to grab a chair or a stool, the back of a couch, your bed, whatever you have that's decent height. So what you want to do, it should be about mid-thigh. And we're going to try and go for a classic pigeon stretch. So I'll show you from multiple angles. But what this does is it's going to stretch your piriformis, which is a muscle that runs from your sacrum out to your hip. And this is going to feel like a really nice stretch. So this is the perfect height because I'm able to stand upright to do it and still feel a little bit of a stretch. If I wanted to, I could bend forward to make the stretch more aggressive. So let me show you from this angle. So I take my leg, I put it up on the chair. It's better if it doesn't move. But my whole lower leg is on the chair, but my foot is hanging off because sometimes if your foot is twisted, it can be a little bit uncomfortable. So same thing, I'm going to bend forward. And this is another good body awareness technique because you can say, ooh, my left side is a lot tighter today than my right side. Maybe it needs a little extra TLC. So same thing, I would do a 20-second hold 5 times. But if you find that your right side or one side doesn't necessarily need as much stretching, you can always come over to the opposite side and give that one a couple of more stretches or a longer duration. All right, so now we're going to come back down to the ground and we are going to do the happy baby pose. So I'm going to show you this from, again, multiple angles. What you're going to do is you're going to come down onto your floor, your yoga mat, what have you, and there's a couple of different ways to do it. So I'm going to show you all the options. You're going to lie down on the ground. You are going to place your hands behind your knees, and the ultimate goal is to bring your knees toward your shoulders. So if you don't feel a stretch with this, you can absolutely reach for the inside of your feet like this and feel a stretch all in here. You can also reach for the outside of your feet, but right now my pants are limiting what I'm able to do. So let me just show you from the side. So again, the ultimate goal is to feel a stretch on the inner thigh and a little bit in the pelvic floor, and just let yourself sink back. You should also keep your tailbone on the ground as opposed to curling up, just so you can relax into it. Same thing, do a 20-second hold 5 times. Some yoga instructors suggest rocking back and forth. It's up to you if you'd like to do that, but you don't necessarily have to. For me, that's not something I like to do because it bothers my back. All right, now we're going to come into an extended side angle, which is just a really nice way to stretch each side of the body. Oftentimes, low back pain, in patients with low back pain, they have pain right on the sides, right in here. So this is a really nice way to address those muscles. So you're going to come into one knee flexed, one knee straight. My toes on the left side are facing forward and my right toes are facing out to the side. I'm going to lean down onto my thigh and I'm going to reach up, just like that. Now where you should feel a stretch is all in here. And same thing, doing those big belly breaths will make a big difference here because you should feel the breath come into your side and into your back as opposed to into your shoulders. So you can actually feel yourself cheat if you're not doing it properly. So same thing, you switch sides and come into the other side, paying attention to which side needs more love than the other. All right, now we are going to take our shoes off. And we're going to do one of my favorites for feet, which is called toe yoga. So you are going to take your socks off as well. And what you're going to do is you are going to lift your big toe up in the air while pushing the 4 little toes down into the ground. Now, this can be very hard to do, but that is the ultimate goal, is just lift the big toe up while pushing the others down. If doing this at the same time on both sides is too hard, focus on just doing the one side. If doing it in standing is too hard, take a seat and try and do it there. I want you to do between 20 and 30 of these. This is just working on the intrinsic muscles within the foot, which will be really nice because we're putting a lot of stress and strain by doing all this running. The last one you're going to do is use either a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball, and we are going to loosen up the bottom of the foot. That's called the plantar fascia. So I would recommend doing this in sitting on your couch, sitting on a kitchen chair, because it's a lot less aggressive than doing it in standing, because right now I have to focus on balancing while also working the bottom of my foot. But I don't have a chair that's going to work for this, so just trust me on that. But what you're doing, if you can see, is I'm rolling the ball just along the bottom of my foot all the way to the ball of my foot. So I'm not coming onto the heel, I'm just staying mostly on the arch. And a tennis ball is a great place to start because if you have any tightness or tenderness in your foot, the tennis ball is very forgiving. It will loosen things up for you, but it won't be too aggressive. And again, the good part about sitting is that you can apply as much or as little pressure as your foot can tolerate, right? Because if it hurts, you don't want to dive into it. So, and then you would switch. So I like doing this for maybe 2 minutes on each side, taking note of which side is maybe more uncomfortable. This may be something good to journal if you're looking to say, you know, I'm having pain in this particular spot and I can't quite figure it out. Journaling which exercises are harder on one side over the other could make a big difference and really help me guide you in your treatment. Now, if you don't really feel a lot with the tennis ball, you don't really feel like it's doing a whole lot, that's when you can move on to the lacrosse ball. But again, knowing that a lacrosse ball is much harder than a tennis ball, you want to be very careful. Definitely do this in sitting, and all you're going to do is the same thing. You're going to roll the ball back and forth, and all you're looking for is to loosen up the bottom of your foot so it's not quite as tender and sensitive. But again, because this is more aggressive, it's not something I would dive right into. So listen to your body. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, but I hope you enjoyed this cool down. See you soon.